the K-pop world has once again been shaken by an unexpected confession. Jungkook, the youngest member of BTS who has long been known for his calming smile, hardworking spirit, and positive attitude, suddenly revealed a truth that left millions of ARMYs stunned and heartbroken. What exactly has been going on behind the perfect life shown on screen? Is this the reason behind some of the striking changes seen in Jungkook over the past few years? One question now echoes throughout the global BTS fandom. Is the dark side finally revealed by Jungkook a turning point for everything? It all started from what seemed like an ordinary live broadcast. Jungkook sat alone in a dimly lit room with unusual lighting. There was no background music, none of his usual sweet jokes or comforting laughter. Just the sound of his calm but heavy breathing, as if something long buried was finally pushing to be released. ARMYs watching the broadcast didn't initially suspect they were about to witness one of the most emotional and revealing moments in BTS's journey. Without a script, without editing, Jungkook began to speak. Slowly, but with pressure. "All this time, I tried to be perfect," he said. "But the truth is, I was never really okay." That sentence instantly froze the screen. Thousands of comments flowed in at once, most filled with crying emojis and disbelieving questions. No one had imagined that the man called the Golden Maknae had been hiding such deep wounds. Jungkook then explained that his life drastically changed once BTS became known worldwide. The skyrocketing fame, the constant spotlight, the pressure to be a flawless role model, all piled up like a ticking time bomb. But the most painful part for him wasn't public criticism or the never-ending workload. "What hurt the most was when I felt I had to lose who I really am just to make everyone happy," he said with a trembling voice, a confession that lasted over an hour. Jungkook revealed he had gone through a dark phase in his life, one even unknown to his fellow BTS members. He had struggled with severe insomnia, mild depression, and an identity crisis that made him question whether he still had control over his own life. He felt like a puppet constantly pulled in different directions by industry demands, fan expectations, and the shadow of perfection imposed on him. What shocked fans the most was when Jungkook said there were times when he didn't want to get out of bed, didn't want to talk to anyone, and wished he could disappear. "I never showed this on camera, but sometimes when you see me quiet backstage, that's the real me. I'm tired." Really tired, he revealed. ARMYs watching the broadcast couldn't hide their shock and sadness. Many felt guilty, realizing they might have unknowingly added pressure to Jungkook with their hopes and demands. But beneath it all, they also felt a deeper respect and love because Jungkook chose to speak up. Because he finally dared to be human, not just an idol. This confession wasn't just a personal moment for Jungkook. It became a point of reflection for South Korea's entertainment industry and the entire K-pop world. For so long, idols have been required to look perfect, to smile on camera, and to hide their exhaustion for the sake of image. But the reality they face is far harsher than what's seen on screen. Jungkook also shared one statement that has since gone viral across social media. "I'm not a superhero. I'm not gold. I'm just a young man who wants to sing and be loved without losing himself." That sentence changed how many people view their idol. Soon after the broadcast, HYB released an official statement. They confirmed Jungkook had undergone several counseling sessions in recent years and reaffirmed their full commitment to supporting all their artists' mental health. But this statement sparked deeper discussions. Why wasn't the agency more transparent? Why did it take so long for Jungkook to feel safe enough to speak? Is the system really providing enough protection for artists in this industry? Other BTS members also reacted. RM, the leader, gave open support via social media. "I'm proud of you, Kook. It takes great courage to tell the truth like this. We're all here for you." Jimin and Taeyong also posted old photos of them with Jungkook with simple captions, "Always by your side." These reactions showed how deeply connected they are, not just as colleagues, but as family. However, some negative comments emerged from a small portion of the public, claiming Jungkook's confession was a drama or a strategy to gain sympathy. This perspective angered many fans and sparked campaigns to raise awareness that mental health is real, not a joke. Korean pop culture and psychology experts began to weigh in. They believed Jungkook's confession was an important momentum that could spark systemic reform in the K-pop industry. Dr. Lee Han-seo of Korea National University said, "Idols like Jungkook have become symbols of hope for millions. But when that symbol speaks about his pain, we must begin to ask, what have we been doing to them all this time?" Now, millions of armies around the world don't just admire Jungkook for his talent and looks, but for his bravery. He shattered stereotypes. He proved that true strength doesn't come from hiding pain, but from acknowledging it with head held high. Days after the broadcast, Jungkook posted a message on Weverse. "Thank you for staying with me. This is the start of a new chapter, and this time, I want to live more honestly." A statement warmly welcomed with tears and affection from his fans. They no longer see Jungkook as the flawless, untouchable idol, but as a fragile yet strong human being, wounded but brave enough to rise. Interestingly, following the confession, other artists began to speak up. Several young idols started opening up about the pressures they face. Like dominoes falling one by one, the silence that once veiled the harsh realities of the entertainment industry began to break. And at the center of that change stood Jungkook, who, perhaps unknowingly, had sparked a revolution. Now the world looks ahead, wondering what Jungkook's next step will be. Will he write a book about his life story? Will he start a foundation for mental health? Is this a sign he will be more active in voicing social and psychological issues? All remains a mystery. But one thing is certain, no one will ever look at Jungkook the same way again. He is no longer just the Golden Maknae. He is human, a brave young man, a voice finally heard after long being silenced. And for the millions of armies who have always loved him unconditionally, that voice is the most precious gift, because behind the dark side now revealed, they've discovered a truer light than ever before. After carefully examining the entire narrative that spread widely and shocked the public, it's important to emphasize that the news about Jungkook revealing the dark side of his life in a lengthy live broadcast with shocking confessions is not based on valid facts and never officially happened. There is no recording of such a live stream as described, no official statement from HYB labels regarding Jungkook's mental health as claimed, and no authentic documentation or quotes from Jungkook or other BTS members about the issues discussed. This news is proven to be a fabricated narrative using emotional and sensational storytelling to attract attention, exploiting BTS and Jungkook's fame for virality and clickbait. There is no evidence on official platforms like Weverse, YouTube, or BTS's main social media accounts indicating that such a confession ever took place. ARMY and the public at large are advised to be cautious when consuming circulating information, especially those containing shocking, emotional elements that remain unverified. Jungkook is known as someone who maintains professionalism and transparency in communicating with fans, and if there were something important he wanted to share, he would do so directly and openly through official channels. Therefore, the lengthy article circulating about Jungkook's dark side is not true and is entirely fictional. Always make sure to verify information through trusted sources before sharing it, to avoid falling into misinformation that could harm the individuals involved or emotionally affect fans.